For more than 20 years, Scott Hickey has fished for salmon in the waters off Oregon's rugged Pacific coast. It's hard, demanding, but rewarding work.
We're fishermen. It's our livelihood, but it's a way of life. You've got to be able to live the life and respect it.
But now, because of a sudden and unexplained environmental disaster, the fisherman's way of life is under threat. When the explorers Lewis and Clark crossed the Pacific Northwest in 1805, they found rivers so thick with spawning salmon they swore they could have walked across. But this spring, after years of declining numbers, a catastrophe struck. The rivers were virtually empty. The fish that returned to the sea each spring to spawn seemed almost to have disappeared.
This is just completely off the charts, worse than anything we've seen.
Don McIsaac is the director of the Government Fishing Management Council.
No one would have ever predicted that you would have a sudden downturn, a sudden failure, collapse of a particular brood year, so bad that, again, it's an order of magnitude worse than anything we've ever seen.
The council, in a drastic step, ordered a complete ban on all commercial and recreational salmon fishing along most of the Pacific coast. For fishermen, the results have been disastrous. At the Basin Cafe in Charleston, Oregon, fishermen come to drink coffee and wonder about the future. Some of the talk is about whether they can stay in business.
We are in scary times. We don't know where, in the grand scheme of things, where there's going to be room for us.
These are painful days, not only for fishermen, but for whole communities that rely on the sea. JODI Hill runs a wholesale seafood market. Her proceeds have been slashed by nearly 75%.
It's been devastating for us. We've seen a big decrease in our sales, which has affected other areas in our business.
That used to be a charter boat.
To offset lost income from the salmon ban, the government gave fishermen payments of about $30,000 each. Not enough to pay the bills and maintain the equipment, says Steve Wilson.
These are our pride and joys. We call these our other wives. And our other lady is the sea.
It is still unknown why salmon populations have crashed. Theories include global warming, lower river levels from irrigation, overfishing, disruption of the fish migration patterns by hydroelectric dams, or a decline in hatchery-raised fish. No one knows for sure whether the ban on fishing will bring the salmon back, but fishermen here on the Oregon coast fear they're running out of time. If the mystery isn't solved and the salmon don't return, Scott Hickey and thousands of fishermen like him may go to sea no more.
If they don't do something with the salmon runs in salmon season, we won't have a way of life. It'll be gone. It'll be gone.
Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, off the Oregon coast.